What up, y'all?
What's going on, everybody?
Y'all, we're Embrace the Globe 21.
Yes, we are.
My name is Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
And y'all keep coming out for these series here of Filipinos who make Pinoys proud. So we had to get you part 3.
Yep, we gotta see this.
Those first 2 have been shocking so far.
Yeah, well, I like the Manny Pacquiao. That's, if you're saying the most famous Filipino, right on the tip of my tongue, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, exactly. And so who I'm expecting at least one shocker from this one. To be at least one.
It has to be.
3, 2, 1.
Just think like Efren and then you'll be all right. Well, Reyes, what can you say? His mind was like Einstein's, you know? He had the greatest ability to think and see a shot that no one else could see.
The zigzag shot.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you believe he was going to make that shot?
I thought he was, I'm sure he was just trying to hit it, and he made it, but the way he kicked at it, he had another way to kick at the ball, and I still to this day don't understand why he kicked that way. He could have kicked the other way, but he kicked the way he could win.
Yes, he did.
A head scratcher, but a genius.
Let's take a real good look at it.
Toothless, but the most dangerous.
Yes, baby.
His legend was so famous that some aspiring pool players had all their teeth removed just to replicate his success.
Oh my God.
Nag-decision ako nung anong yun na magpabunot din ng ngipin para masabing ano talaga ni na talagang hawig na parang Efren din.
And I guess it worked. Meet the magician, Efren Bata Reyes. He was born and raised in Pampanga. He's the 5th child among 9 siblings. It was quite a big family to keep afloat, so at age 5, his dad brought him along to Manila to have a better income to support them. Efren was a shy kid growing up and struggled to interact with kids his age, so instead of playing outside, he worked as a spotter and a janitor at his uncle's billiards hall called Lucky 13. He made it his home as he played billiards all day and slept on the pool table every night. This is when he started gambling at a very young age. He was so young that he was too short to reach the pool table, so he would stack some coke cases just to make some of his shots. This was when he got the nickname Bata to distinguish him from an older Efren who also played pool in their hall. As Efren continued playing, he kept rapidly improving until he beat every player in their hall. So at age 21, his uncle started bringing him along to bigger money matches. The Hustler movie was very popular at the time, so gambling at different pool halls was a thing and Efren was beating everybody. There was a time when he went to Clark Air Base to literally farm dollars from American soldiers. And because of this, his name had become a terror in pool halls and he started running out of opponents. So his income from gambling started to run dry. He had no choice but to work for a local comic printing press which paid him only 90 pesos or $2 a month. Obviously, he wasn't satisfied with how much he was making, so in just less than a year, he went right back into playing billiards. In 1975, Efren started planning a trip to the US to play against American pool players. But an American sports writer apparently had been taking notice of him while he was beating everybody. This writer went back to the US and informed their best pool players that a new threat is emerging. His name is Efren Reyes.
Man, Efren Reyes. Like,
hey, man.
on our main channel, Embrace the Sec 21, we're kind of doing a dive on snooker.
Yep.
And, like, I guess if we weren't doing this whole Filipinos deal here, we wouldn't discover him.
No.
Efren Reyes.
Hey, man. Hey, all right, man. I mean, that's how legends are born. You know, legends are born out of like just straight up hard times.
Yeah.
You know, you got to claw your way up.
And it's funny, like at the beginning, like some people tried to remove all their teeth to duplicate Efren Reyes' success.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out here. For anybody trying to become a React YouTuber, you don't need to gain a bunch of weight.
No.
It's not required.
No, it doesn't. It helps fill the screen out, though.
Yeah, it does. I'm just saying, you don't need to get like, unless you're trying to become like a mukbanger, like maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. But you know what though? Pulling the teeth out worked for that guy because he won apparently.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh well.
yeah. Okay.
Or maybe he just lost all of his teeth. Maybe this. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because of this, the Americans were able to scout him and found out about his reputation, so this ruined Efren's plan to hustle American players for money. For those who are confused, hustling is kind of similar to smurfing in video games. It's like a mythic player playing in the Grandmaster rank in Mobile Legends to farm easy wins. In Efren's case, he wanted to farm wins which translate into dollars to support his family. In order to counter that obstacle, he decided to take on an alias, Cesar Morales.
Oh. Wow. So they found him out, so he couldn't hustle.
So he's like, I'm not Ephraim anymore. I'm Cesar Morales.
Cesar Morales.
All right.
It would be like Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes going down to local football games and hustling there, like just kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This allowed him to play everybody in the US and beat every one of them, billiard hall after billiard hall. He left a trail of destruction, leaving each opponent demoralized, not knowing what hit them. Like, I swear, his story almost sounds like a backstory of an OP anime sensei who looks like a joke but when in action, transforms into some kind of a forbidden folklore beast. Anyway, his hustling days continued in the 80s until he discovered the big money tournaments. He entered under his alias and went on to win his first ever tournament as Cesar Morales. This gained him instant fans. But when he was asked to sign one of those autographs, he accidentally exposed his identity because he subconsciously wrote his real name. And because of this, his hustling days were over, so he focused on playing and dominating tournaments under his real name. He quickly earned the nickname The Magician because of his aggressive style of play and shot selections that no one, even the greatest pool players, dared to attempt, especially in high-pressure situations.
Efren, 这更高级，这更高级。
Attempting those shots is one thing, but making them consistently just puts the man in a league of his own.
Watch the 9. Look at the 9! Look at the 9! Wow! What a shot!
Just like that.
Those are some interesting shots right there. Like it's like he paid attention in not geography class,
because of the places he was going to go.
Geometry class, like geometry and geography. You know, so he knew angles. He could see it.
That's crazy because it's like you can't beat him at that point. If he's a master of the angle, man, that's a tough one to beat. Tough one to beat.
Hell yeah.
It must be so demoralizing because you place your shot, you're like, there's no way. He does not have a shot. And then he just does some weird fucking Harlem Globetrotter shit. And then it goes in, you're like, what? What is happening? That would suck.
Yeah.
This one, Efren was just a bystander and some younger professional players playing pool were taking too long in planning their next shot, so they handed over the cue stick to Efren. They had no idea that Efren already saw the shot from a mile away. He did it with his bag on his back and a hanky on his hand. Here are more examples.
Man, he's like the John Daly of pool there, billiards. Like
so
this is a guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That could hit the ball really well with a beer in his hand and barefoot and shirtless.
Yeah, he's like the Michael Jordan of billiards.
Yeah.
So Efren looking up. Oh,
yo!
Shot! Efren Reyes.
1、2、3，哎呦！
Come on!
Aside from these amazing shots, Efren is also the author of the greatest shot in pool history. He was playing against one of the greatest pool players at the time, Earl Strickland. The match was very close as they were tied at 12 racks each in a race to 13 match. Whoever wins the rack becomes the champion. Strickland did the break to pocket the 2 ball, then attempted to pull off a safety play, hiding the 1 ball behind the 7 and 8 ball, but he failed to do so Efren took advantage. He then handled business as usual.
Ooh, does he hit these shots good? Perfectly hit.
But not until the 5 ball became the object ball.
A little bit. Just a little bit, I said. What? He didn't have to do that. You see what I'm talking about?
That's right. Now,
why did he do that?
He got himself into trouble because the 6 ball was slightly blocking it. But instead of doing a safety play, Efren did this.
Oh no, he didn't. Watch the 8. Watch the 8.
Oh my goodness.
Strickland said, okay, you can have that ball.
An impressive shot for sure, but this wasn't the greatest shot I was talking about because this shot has gotten him into an even bigger trouble. This is the cue ball, and this is the object ball. All 3 other balls are blocking every option Efren had, so attempting a safety play, let alone hitting the object ball, was virtually impossible. But despite the predicament, Efren would proceed to leave his mark by pulling off the greatest shot ever made in the history of billiards. The iconic Z shot. People were in disbelief, including his opponent. Efren didn't even have the chance to finish the rack because his legendary shot obliterated all the hope that was left in Strickland's body as he proceeded to surrender shortly after that.
No wonder you asked me to do this.
What a finish. And I really had to...
That is a legendary move right there.
Like, even when your opponent's just like, bro, what?
Yeah.
When your
What more can I
opponent's
do?
like, that's too much. It was like, you're just different, bro. You're just different.
Built different.
Man.
This got Efren his 3rd straight championship win in the Sands Regency Open, solidifying his case as one of the greatest pool players to have ever lived. What I like the most about Efren is despite all his success, he remained humble. While some opponents would flex on him,
I'm breaking the balls very well, so that's good for me. I've been playing pool 40 years. I feel like I'm playing perfect. I feel good. I feel very comfortable. It just looks like a one-man show. You know, that's why this game is the toughest game on the planet.
he'd usually just respond with humility.
Well, I feel nervous now because, you know, I don't know if I'm playing good or I'm playing bad. I need lucky to play.
And then proceeds to give his opponent a high-quality billiard seminar.
Yeah, you like this so far, huh? Well, looks pretty good over in that section, huh?
And after embarrassing them, he'd usually just say this iconic line.
I get lucky at you. If you play like this 7 years before, maybe I don't have a chance. This is too much money for me, you know.
Efren's career is definitely full of legendary moments, but it would take me hours to show them all. For now, let me just do the honors of flexing his unmatched achievements. The magician Efren Bata Reyes is a winner of over 100 international titles. He's also the first player ever to have won the WPA World Championships in 2 different pool disciplines, namely 8-ball and 9-ball. A 4-time Sands Regency champion, a 13-time Derby City Classic champion, and a 2-time World Cup champion with his partner.
Wow.
That's a hell of a resume right there, dude.
He is very decorated right there. And he's so humble, too.
He's like, I got lucky.
Yeah.
Damn, that's just like salt on the wounds.
Yeah.
Like for his opponents that want to like study him, you know, because you know opponents have his tapes, you know, that they watch like how like let's try these styles, and he's just there is no method to it, but he's just like I just got lucky. Man looks at a pool table like Neo views the Matrix, just like fucking different.
Yeah. Wow.
Django Bustamante. To this day, he has earned the respect of not just his countrymen,
Si paring Efren, hindi ko lang kasangga sa laban. Kasangga ko rin sa buhay. Ating pong kapugayan, si Efren, the Magician Reyes.
The Magician.
but also sports legends all over the world.
He's so good. They're really good at pool.
Who?
Filipinos.
Okay.
Some of the best pool players of all time. You see on my wall out there, I have 2 photos of signed photos of Filipino pool players, Efren Reyes and Francisco Bustamante. Top 10, Efren's probably #1 ever. Most people agree with that.
The best player or the player that I really always liked is Efren Reyes.
I looked up to Efren
Efren Reyes. He's one guy I grew up watching when I was young, you know. He's probably the best pool player I've ever seen and probably lived. And he was like an idol, so Efren.
In basketball, there is MJ. In billiards, there is Efren. In bowling, there is Paeng.
What? Hold up. We're about to... Now, our Philippine brothers and sisters are dominating bowling too?
Get out of here.
Oh, man.
Get out of here.
That's
okay.
That's the second beer drinking sport right there.
Oh my God, bowling.
That they're dominating. What are they gonna say? They're dominating darts now.
What? I'm here for it, man. Let's see, cause what bowling? All right, man. Let's do it.
Bowling legend na si Paeng Nepomuceno.
Yeah, seemed to step off his shot on most occasions.
The man literally proved that looks can be deceiving.
Title-winning shot coming up right now. It's on its way, and there it is, all 10. The strike that he was looking for, and the sign of a man who says, I'm number one. And those fans who have made it all the way here from the Philippines know that they are looking at the world champion for the third time in his career. Paeng Nepomuceno comes through on the wire and steals it in the tent. Grabowski threw the title away.
Paeng would then go on to continue dominating the sport for a total of 4 decades, as he would win a total of 6 world championships and hold a total of 4 world records, making him the undisputed GOAT in the sport. He carried our flag since day one, making his entire nation proud, but pride never got into his head.
Wow.
That's insane.
I don't even know anybody. I obviously don't follow bowling, and I haven't really been bowling outside of like a birthday party.
Yeah.
But I know it gets competitive.
Yeah.
And there's pro bowling leagues.
Yeah.
And it's broadcast on ESPN and Fox Sports.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how big of a deal it was to the Philippine people.
That's nuts. I mean, it's not nuts. It's just someone with this many accolades, I would think I would know of. You know, because there's others in other sports, but you know what though, that's like mainly American sports, right?
Yeah.
That I don't know anything about, but I know they're top athletes in those sports, just out of name.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's it's nuts the fact that I've never heard his name at all ever until today.
Now we have.
Now listen, you've got the 4th champion, the World Cup title. Are you going to come back for number 5?
I don't know. It all depends on the Lord, because I have to give credit to God.
You're very moved, obviously, and so are we. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So humble.
To this day, he's still active in the sport as the only Asian coach to have the USBC gold level certification and continues to hone the skills of the younger generation. But Paeng's generation is just one of a kind because another phenom was also wreaking havoc in the different department, the world of speed. Lydia Diay de Vega was born and raised in May Kawayan, Bulacan. In her childhood, she rarely became the it when playing tag with friends because she was just too fast. This got the attention of their school's athletic coaches, so she got invited to train to compete in the sport of track and field. Lydia's dad was a cop, so he was very strict with her, so she kept her training in secret until her dad started noticing her getting tired more often, which led to him finding out about it. Her tatang then gave her a condition that he would only allow her to compete if he coaches her himself. Lydia agreed, so not long after, she started dominating the sport by winning her first 2 gold medals in the 1981 SEA Games in both the 200 and 400 meter dash. This got her qualified to compete in the 1982 Asian Games. This is where the big names compete, including the favorite to win the event, India's well-known speed powerhouse, PT Usha.
あと10メーターに借りました。ウシャ1着でゴールイン3冠達成。続いてクリシンカル、第3位に日本の磯崎が入りました。タイムは52秒18です。
But our hungry 18-year-old Lydia was unfazed by the pressure. At first, Lydia seems to be falling behind in the 5th place right before Usha. But on the 50-meter mark, Lydia shifted gears and went pedal to the metal, pulling off the upset and gaining her first ever Asian Games gold medal at a very young age, dethroning Usha in the process.
Wow.
Watch out here, but lean to the Vega now by a commanding lead over PP Usha. She will win this.
Man, she just took off.
Yeah, she was like, okay, I'm going to hit this halfway point and then flame on. Just go.
She saved her energy for the correct time.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But Usha wasn't going down without a fight because come next year in the Asian Championships, she would win the gold against Lydia, officially forming a rivalry between the two fastest women in Asia. Their fans went back and forth about who really was the fastest, but all the debate would be put to an end in the 1986 Asian Games.
今度は綺麗にスタート。コミソン5スタートを切った。ベガ遅れている。50メーターに勝った。コミソン先頭だ。ベガ出てきた。ベガ出てきた。ベガ先頭。ベガ先頭。後ろ追ってきた。後ろ追ってきた。ベガ勝ちました。勝ったのはリビアでベガ。2連勝。そして第2位に PP。
This win solidified Lydia de Vega's title as Asia's fastest woman. She would then go on to continue her reign until the early 90s, amassing a total of 15 gold medals across different competitions in Asia. To this day, her undeniable speed behind her beautiful smile will always be remembered as an inspiration for many aspiring young athletes. And one of those young athletes is this kid.
Check. All right, before we get to that, has Lydia been in the Olympics at all?
Yeah, probably. But this is, I feel like this is more Asia centric. They have their own, like their own thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think is it the Jamaicans that have that speed like consistently all the time?
Yeah.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
But anyway, that's awesome, man. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I'm interested to see this kid. Is this going to be the first kid on in our search? Who is this kid? I need to know.
We're about to find out.
This out. Just so much amplitude, so clean.
If you enjoy anime-like backstories, then look no further than Carlos Adriel Yulo. He was born and raised in Malate, Metro Manila. Their house was close to Rizal Memorial Sports Complex, so he grew up watching Filipino gymnasts training and competing there. So it was only natural for him to take the same path. He trained every day at a very young age and it paid off as he won most of his competitions in minor leagues. He kept training until he became a teenager despite the country's inferior facilities and minimal athlete support. That's until he met the Japanese gymnastic coach Munehiro Kugimiya. He was sent to the Philippines by the Japan Gymnastics Association to train overseas athletes with good potential. On Coach Kugimiya's first visit, he immediately noticed the disadvantages of Carlos' training conditions.
休みの日は休みの日だって考えもすごい強いですし、時間にもルーズですし、この時間から始める最初の時は2時間後ぐらいですよね、開始の時間。
It kind of hurts hearing this from a coach, but I cannot disagree because it does happen. Maybe.
Yeah, we learned that in the Philippines Geography Now, or the 14 one. I can't remember which one. That Filipino time is quite delayed.
Quite delayed.
Yeah, with same could be said of Irish time too, or you know.
Oh, and I can attest to Spanish time.
Yeah. We
have I have different timetables I give my Colombian family members. Like to show up to a party. They get a different schedule.
Yeah. You tell them to show up like 2 hours ahead of time.
Yep.
Or some other time. Yep. Whatever the phrase is.
Yeah. They don't know what early is. So
yeah. Same with all of my Irish family members. Yep. Pretty much. We can say that about each other.
Yep.
We're not so different, you and I.
No, we're not so different.
Maybe it's the reason why this diving team flopped in the 2015 SEA Games.
Philippine diving team. We're having a rough go at it to start off with. Everything got started when diver John Helmerson from Riga earned a 0 for his routine, which exactly landed on his back. And then his teammate Josh David Pahoyo followed him up in a similar fashion by not completing the rotation on his dive and going in knee first. So obviously lots of reaction on social media.
Sheesh, they were the literal Splash Brothers. Anyway, Coach Kugimiya didn't want Carlos' potential to be wasted, so he offered him to train in Japan. Carlos grabbed the opportunity, but he never realized how hard it would become for him. He left his family in the Philippines and started living together with Coach Kugimiya in a small apartment while studying high school at Taikyo University. This is a school where most elite student athletes go. Carlos was only on his second year. He struggled in school because he suddenly had to learn to both read and write in Japanese. To accelerate his improvement, Carlos' coach required him to write entries in his diary on a daily basis. He studied during the daytime and spent the rest of his free time training with his coach. Our young Carlos obviously got culture shocked, so he started showing some signs of demotivation. He would make mistakes he normally wouldn't and fall down more often than usual. Coach Kugimiya's very strict training approach wasn't helping either.
Focusが going to what again you doing like this でば The going to big injury if you don't do that there.
Dang.
また考えないでやってんの Without thinking. Don't just training.
Carlos' diary entries never talked about his feelings, so Coach Kugimiya had no clue about what to do with him anymore. It was so bad that there was a point when Carlos told him that he wanted to quit.
Lumapit po ako sa coach ko, naiyak po ako. Sabi ko na, magkikwit na ako coach.
The coach was at his wit's end, so he decided to pull off one more trick to motivate Carlos. He brought him to an all-Japan national gymnastics competition. Coach Kugimiya was one of the judges there, and one of the competitors is Japan's Olympic gold medalist, Kenzo Shirai.
Oh, wow.
This guy is considered as one of the greatest young gymnasts of today.
Reigning floor champion Shirai put in a reigning champion performance on the floor, his 16.133 helping Japan secure gold for the first time since 2004.
He holds 2 Guinness World Records as the youngest gymnast to ever win a gold medal on a world stage at 17, and the only human being to have pulled off a salto backward stretch with quadruple twist, or known today as the Shirai.
Wow.
Yes, it was named after him along with 5 other great moves he invented himself. The dude was an absolute genius. He rightfully earned the nickname Mr. Twister, and I'm not even surprised about it. Watching Kenzo perform and win seemed to have made Carlos uneasy. He might have just realized that he still had a long way to go. But in that day's diary entry, he never talked about quitting. Instead, he wrote about his admiration for Kenzo's talent. He started writing about his feelings, which was kind of unusual for him. The next day, he showed up early in the gym and wrote his own training plan without being told by his coach. He seemed to have found a new source of motivation. Later that year, Carlos competed in the 2018 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships in Doha, Qatar. And guess what? One of his opponents was Mr. Twister himself, Kenzo Shirai.
Here we go.
He performed first and of course lived up to his nickname.
The reigning world champion on this apparatus from Japan, Kenzo Shirai. Oh, and the triple twisting double tuck to start.
Oh my god.
He twists so quickly. Two and a half back, 2.5 front. And that's a quadruple twisting somersault.
Crazy.
Deep breath. Focus on the task at hand. 3.5 twists. Followed by the full twisting front. So difficult. And a triple twist to finish. You have time to spare. That was Kenzo Shirai.
Such a terrifying way to establish immense pressure. They can only...
That, just every move that this guy's making, I'm like, my joints hurt just looking at that.
Yeah, no, that's a young man's game right there, dude.
Yeah. And our boy, like, that's I haven't watched too many animes other than, like, you know, can you consider Pokemon an anime?
I would say early. For us, I would. For us over here in the US, yeah.
And
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Pokemon,
and
Yu-Gi-Oh! Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Avatar, The Last Airbender, things like that. But yeah, that definitely sounds like an anime backstory, what our boy is experiencing.
Imagine what Carlos was feeling at that moment because he's the next one to perform.
And what a moment for this youngster, Carlo Yulo from Philippines, just 18 years of age, his first year as a senior. Small gymnast, but he packs a punch.
The announcer said that because Carlos only stands at 4'11". While Kenzo is known for his twists, Carlos shines with his power and elevation.
Double pike half, beautiful flight.
Just take a look at that height. Dude is literally a living trampoline.
Oh my god.
Just holding it together there on the combination. Oh, 3.5 half. That was lovely.
Wow.
Tidy in the air. Fast in the twist. Now the arms coming out to show control. Full twisting front, double twisting front. Excellent awareness. Quick glance at the scoreboard. How much time has he got? He's got this 10 seconds. That's no penalty for time. There's a triple twist to finish. He's clenching the floor with his toes. What a talent this young man is. The score coming in, 14.6. He moves into the silver medal position.
Oh my god.
Carlos' effort apparently wasn't enough, and his silver medal would then become bronze because Russia's Artur Dalaloyan would beat Kenzo's score, dethroning him in the process.
Straight front, double pike front, lovely control. Double twisting, double tuck. There's lovely style in his movement. 2.5 twist, double twisting front. Locking the feet together.
Carlos' bronze medal finish wasn't perfect for sure, but it still made him the first Filipino and Southeast Asian gymnast to have ever won a medal on a world stage. He kept competing and training after the event until it was time for another shot the following year, the 2019 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships in Stuttgart, Germany. Kenzo Shirai didn't make it to the competition because of an ankle injury, but the guy who beat them, Artur Dalaloyan, was there. But surprisingly, he was a non-factor in the competition as he only finished 4th.
However, we still have Artur Dalaloyan to go. He's got a pretty good record at the World Championship.
Oh, but there he lost his form slightly.
The guy who became a problem though was Israel's Artem Dolgopyan.
Powerful, powerful tumbler.
Oh, look at that. So the handspring double front with 1.5 twist. You don't see many of those. And again, half in, half out. Oh, fantastic work from Artem Dolgopyan.
He showcased a balance of power and technique, which gave him a score that is high enough to warrant an early celebration from the crowd and his team, because it was even higher than the score of last year's reigning champion. But you guys might have already heard of the saying, never count a Filipino out.
Now then, what of this gentleman, Carlos Yulo of the Philippines, the bronze medalist on this apparatus.
Taking his turn, Carlos Yulo braces himself before flight. To bag the gold, he needs to apply everything he has learned up to this point.
He's still just 19 years of age, and look at the flight in that. Full twisting, double straight. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the acceleration. Oh, double pike half, kicking out. And twisting so quickly. The youngster from the Philippines looking good so far. Rising to the occasion.
Look at him. Go.
So fast in the twist. That was just a double twist there. It happened so quickly. And a triple twist to finish off from Carlos Yulo.
Looking at Artem's face feels like he's about to pass out. And when the score gets revealed,
it's Yulo! 15.3 for Carlos Yulo. He's gone into the lead. He already made history a year ago. He might just win an absolutely unprecedented gold for the Philippines.
What a moment for him and what a moment for the Philippines.
And just like that, Carlo Yulo won the first ever gold medal for the Philippines in Artistic World's Gymnastics.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor to the winner, the national anthem of Philippines.
Hey! Efren Reyes.
What a ride this video has been. Imagine if Carlos really quit back then. None of this would have ever happened. And this is why he was always very grateful to his coach.
Wala po ako ngayon dito sa harap niyo kung hindi po dahil din sa kanya.
So what did we learn from their stories? For me, it's their unrelenting guts and determination. They did not win just because they are Filipinos. They won because they put in the work. They went through loss, pain, and insurmountable obstacles. They had the choice to make those things become the reason for their failure, but instead, they made it become the reason for their success. And that's what makes them Filipino. So what about you? Are you here to just listen to Filipino success stories? Or decide to become the story?
Hey, man.
That is awesome, man. Game knows game, player. And again, I think I said it in the last one. The Philippine folk just refuse to give up, and that's why they're legendary.
They don't take no's. They understand no is a very important part, and failure is a very important part of the success story.
Right.
So,
it's not really failure. It's just a lesson learned to do better next time. And second place is just the first loser.
Yep. That's how it is, man. That's awesome. Like, this whole little series that we've been doing is amazing. He tells a great story. He narrates very, very, very well.
He definitely does. That's great. Anyway, if enough of y'all come out for this one, we'll do part 4. Y'all know how we roll. Yep. Thanks for watching. Somewhere around, subscribe, watch another video. Wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your butt, blow your nose, embrace the globe.
Unplug and do something legendary, guys.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Later.
Fellas, we could be that mistake. Let's do this.